like the 4th time I've done this. G'day, I'm Tristan, and welcome to Plastic Oddities. Alright, so this is the 4th part, part D. Yeah, part D. D. Don't do that, that's the wrong hand signal. It's part D, 4th part, in my how to make this kit, the crappiest kit that Bandai has ever made, a little bit better. So this is probably the first of my big modifications, and again, you can watch part A to see what I'm actually doing, but it's to try and give this thing some damn movement in the waist. It has 4 points of articulation. So you got the head. Oh shit, just broke the V-fin. Oops. 4 points of articulation. So one there, one there, one there, and one there, and one there. So it's actually five points of articulation. Can't believe I just broke the bloody V-fin. I have to make like a part 5 on how to fix the broken V-fin. That really shits me that I've just done that. I'm an idiot. Alright, doesn't matter. Yeah, so I want to put some movement in the waist because this thing is solid. It does not friggin' move at all. So let's jump into the video and see what happens. Alright, so I have actually just done a lot of work and realised that I didn't have the camera running. Oh my god. That's why we always work with 2s. So what I'm looking at doing now is modifying this this waist joint to allow the torso to swing around. So again, just pulling the sample kit apart. You'll notice they have this lovely little pinning system here that holds the bum and groin together. So all I've done is chop that down in half into two separate parts, as you can see. Trim that all off. I then have reinserted this part back into the waist and fold it down fairly flat. And what I'm now going to do is fill this to bring the level up a bit. So that's my next little challenge that I will be mumbling to myself about as you watch on in awe and wonder and why the hell are you watching this? So as I said, you know, we're all a bit mad. Turn that over there. So as I said, I'm now stuck with this idea that I want to fill this space in a little bit, and realistically it would just be some simple pla plate would probably do the job, but I'm also aware that that's probably not sitting down as nicely as I'd like it. So this is where having a tool like this plate is actually really cool. So you can just sand the bloody thing down. You could probably have said, as I said actually, I did say this in my tools video, you can make one of these as a board with a bit of sandpaper on it. These are made by Minashima, and they're so awesome. Just make short work of this type of stuff when it comes to scratch building. Yeah, like, you know, if you're serious about scratch building, these are the little things that you need to get your hands on. All right, so that's still just a fraction above. So let's keep going again. As I said, I want to get this little jointy thing, I don't know what to call it, as flush as possible. Oh my goodness, I think I've done it. Yes, I do sound, oh no, hang on. I might not be able to get it actually as flush. bloody close. So what I'm going to do is get some pla plate and actually put it in this section here and this section here, and then put a piece over the top. So again, sort of like a little supporty base here, and a piece over the top. Whether or not I'll try and get it in or flush, I don't. Yeah, look, I don't know. That's a play it by ear one. So again, a bit of MEK, and push and squeeze. And a bit there, a bit there. This stuff can actually, you know, used to soften things as well. It has many, many uses. All right, so now we need some plate. And this is why I've been keeping this stuff just sitting over here on the side, because you never chuck anything away. And as yet, I really don't care how neat this is, because if it works out, you won't see it anyhow. So there's one piece. Tell us by looking at that one that that's too big, so I'll just trim that down a tad. Use the scissors. And that piece in there. Oh, gosh, I'm good. And slightly thicker stuff this time. I've been using really thin, slightly thicker. And again, I'll just see how wide. Yeah, so why not? Boop. Alright. Yes. Because I don't believe in measuring stuff. Don't know why. I always regret it. But as I said, I do actually, that's a lie. I do measure, but this is all internal stuff, so I really can't be bothered measuring something that you're not going to see and realistically is just structural stuff as such. So, you know, not so much that it doesn't matter, but you're not going to see it, so who cares? So that's starting to bring that level up a little bit. Where's my body? Here it is. So I want to get it up probably to about there, maybe. So currently it still sits in, and I said I want to bring it up. Now the easiest way to actually bring this up, I probably should be doing it this way, would be just to plate this. So same as the boot or the shoe. Stick that on there. I'll give that a sand first. Get it flat. Sand there, and we'll do what's called plate stacking. And slowly build up the height that we want. Through sticking bits of plate together. Now I could stick multiple bits of plate together, then do that. But again, for the sake of not knowing what I'm doing, Yeah, now I've got to remember to cut this bit out too. Now having said that, hey, let's make another radical cut. So that's the front. Let's just get rid of this here altogether. Sorry, so it's just this lip. Let's just cut it out altogether. It's a pain in the bum. So I'll switch to. Where's my chisel? Where's my chisel blade? Yeah, can't find it. All right. Oh, yep. And better ways of doing this than this way. But, you know, whatever works. Oh, look at that. Yes, I amaze myself. Sorry, again, that was off camera. So it sits in there. I want to start to trim that up a bit. That'll fit in nicely. And maybe, I don't know. Let's go. Trimmy, trimmy, trimmy. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I keep taking this off camera. I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Right, so again, trim that up. File. You remember, we don't want to disturb the join. So we sand the file in such a way that you're not pushing against it. So it's getting there. Probably needs to come up one more. Pardon me. You want to bring it up to about here so you can actually get a full swivel. So let's go. Another piece of plate. I reckon I'll probably need this bit as well. Let's go one more. So as I said, I could have stacked these all together then stuck them on. The only problem is then, I guess, you know, removing this excess. I know that these scissors, because, you know, I'm using a little cheap pair of scissors as well, don't play well with, like, when it gets into the thicker parts of stuff. So you can see those plates are stacked, and let's take our camera so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Again, finish doing it this way too. Yeah, the proper chamfering tools. And basically they're just a piece of metal with heaps of sticky tape on it. Piece of metal with different degrees and all that type of thing. Essentially it's the same tool replicated. So what do we want? What angle do we want? Let's get this one. So you can just drag it across. It will conform to that angle, which is again not too bad. Again, probably didn't really need to chamfer that, but I just wanted to show off another tool. I'll just come in with my sandpaper. Let's get rid of that glue joint. Alright, so let's see what this looks like. So that goes on there, and a little bit of wiggle room. Probably can trim that down a bit more. Alright, right way. That just gives me a little bit more movement. Oh, should I go? I might go a wider piece now. So this one I probably will need to measure a little bit. But again, probably not. Who needs no stinking measurements? And bam. Tools rolling away. You see why my wife doesn't like me doing this stuff all the time, because I make such a bloody mess. So it's about that long. Oh, nice, sweet. And trim that corner slightly. That corner slightly. Oh, that was a bit of a stuff up. Again, better ways of measuring and doing this, guys. Do not oh shit, cut that too much, doesn't matter. Yeah, don't use me as a role model. Imagine that. So let's just trim that slightly. As I said, I don't really care to measure, because who cares? Actually, I do care, I shouldn't say that. And trim that corner there, that's about right. And trim that corner Ugh. Damn it. Let's just take that out just a bit. Alright, jam in there. Close enough, good enough. Alright, I'll pop you back out. Heaps of glue. And push that in. It's ugly, 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 ugly. I could go in and, you know, use a bit of this stuff, for example, just to fill in the gaps. This one. I was really, really concerned, but I'm not. I think I could put a bit of putty in there as well. Yeah. And I said I do have this putty that I've got to use because I can't do anything else with it at the moment. And it's now oh dear. It's now really, really, really mucky. Let's see. Hey. Bloop. All right, so again, probably a little bit boring, and that's where I'm going to call it because that sun's starting to come through that window. I'm now starting to lose lose it. So I'll stop filming there. I'll let that door dry, and then we'll come back and have a look at it later. Okay, the next day. So again, I just gave this a bit of a quick clean up before coming on to camera, and as you can see, it's dried up quite nicely, nice and flat. Here's the body, and when we stick it on there, we now have potential for a lot of movement. Now, I was sort of thinking last night how to do this, and my options would be to put a ball and socket joint in like I did with the arm, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to use some magnets. So this is my magnet collection. So really now it's just a matter of picking the right size one. I'll probably go for one of these, just because it's less drilling. So there's two magnets there. Now, first thing you need to do, permanent pen, and mark what will be the non-magnetic side and let that dry. Yeah, try not to get all over fingers like I did. But that's kind of like really important just so you can work out what side goes in with the glue. So using some CA glue here, grab again trusty stick. Have to get some more of these, put them on my list for when I go shopping. And the big thing here is drilling out the sections. So I need drill, need pilot, no, need, I'll use this one.
pilot. And hopefully I've got a drill bit that will do the job. Now, obviously that's not the right size. So it's probably going to again require a little bit of modification work to get it going. So essentially all I'm going to do is drill pilot hole. I watched the video back and it's like, oh, I probably should be more aware of where things are. So I've modified my camera rig to so I'm more aware of what's going on. Now, as I said, with this, I don't need to drill down that much. Like, I don't need to drill in quite as far as, as all of that. And then all I'm just going to do is carve, 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 carve. Take this, put that on there so I know how far I need to go. You know how I said I don't measure? So this is going to be tight. I'm probably picked. Actually, let's pick. As I said, making this stuff up as I go along. Let's pick some smaller magnets because I really don't need. Let's pick. Really don't need a hole that's that big. Let's pull that plastic off that this is still wrapped up in. Get rid of them. Again, same thing. So I know which one's which. So they came wrapped in plastic. Instead, wrapped in plastic. Twin Peaks reference for the win. Alright, that's going to be really painful. So, on that one. On that one. Alright. So now we're getting there. Make it a little bit easier. To focus. Almost. And this is probably one of the advantages to the plate stacking is it does give you a little bit of a hollow space that you can work with. Should point out too, I'm really comfortable with a knife. So some people have said, you wipe your blade on your knife hand and like stuff like that. I'm really going to do that. I was making sure I'm working with a flat, and I tend to hold the blade in such a way that it's quite, it's quite comfortable for me. But yeah, should you be doing this with a knife like this? Yeah, it's what it's designed for. Maybe a smaller blade if you're not as confident as I am, much to the detriment of my fingers. And come off. As you can see, that sits in there quite flush, quite nicely. So pull that out. Bit of glue. Oh, sorry. I stupidly let the glue dry. No. Now, this is why we mark and separate. Because you want to know which side goes in the hole. Now, if it gets a bit of glue on top, doesn't really matter, but you want that as flush as possible. Flush as possible, and where possible, also it's sitting sitting flat, I guess. And we'll just let that dry. And so I'll do this to the other side, but obviously I'll speed this one up just a bit because you don't want to watch me drilling. And that's it. And so we'll stop the fast forward there. It's probably minutes of fast forward. That's just like, what the hell? So yeah, I'm pretty stoked with that. Put a bit of glue just to fill in that gap. You could use an accelerator at this stage, and again, I'll sand that down, but I'm not going to because I don't really like using them. They tend to not. Yeah, they give a bit of a weak, brittle joint, in my opinion, when you use an accelerator. Not sure what I mean by an accelerator. Something like this. So this is a zip kicker, and what you do is you just basically spray it on, and it goes hard. Probably in this instance, it's not a bad thing, and that's not going to come out now. But yeah, I tend to not use them because they don't do a very solid job, and the joints eventually go a bit brittle. So yeah, it's a personal opinion, of course. A bit of red stuck in there. Again, that'll file out, that'll buff out. I said I'll get in there with my sandpaper when that's dry. Might as well jam it into the gap, use it. So yeah, let's let that dry and see how they pan out. Don't get glue and zip kicker on your thumb. It really burns. Oh, geez, that hurts. Yeah. So I'll give that a couple of minutes to dry, and we'll come back and see how that looks. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes. Moment of truth. I've just given a quick sand. I use a mini grinder. This is actually for toenails, and it does an alright job. It's like a not so powerful, and look, that's sticking, so obviously I got the right magnet side up. Look, I shouldn't say that because I've been known to accidentally flip them, no matter how well I try and mark them. I've been known to flip them. So, moment of truth. Hey! And look, we got movement! So I'll just have to fill this little gap here. That's like an easy fill. I'll just probably use some ply rod to do that. But yeah, mission achieved. Movement in the torso.